Let's talk to Mark Cancian, retired U.S. Marine Colonel and Senior Advisor at Washington Center for Strategic and International Studies. Mark, welcome back. Well, we're in the second year of this war. Does anyone seriously think that there is a diplomatic resolution on the horizon anytime soon?
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like any negotiated settlement coming up soon. Both sides have staked out sort of extreme positions on their conditions, and there doesn't seem to be much overlap. Early in the war, there were efforts to try to negotiate a peace. The French tried, the Turks tried, the Israelis tried, they failed. Recently, there have been feelers from China and the Vatican, but those have also not got much traction. The unfortunate history of these things is that peace negotiations are driven by events on the battlefield.
So if the diplomatic road has now come to an end, in military terms, where does the conflict go from here?
Well, everyone is awaiting the Ukrainian counteroffensive. Ukraine, of course, has been receiving weapons and munitions from NATO and other countries. Their troops have been getting trained. They've apparently built up 8 or 9 armored brigades to launch this counteroffensive. That's going to be a pivotal moment in the war. If that offensive makes good progress, I think that that will set Ukraine up for a continuing series of offensives and continuing to receive support from other countries. If the offensive fails, if the Russians can hold them, and the Russians have been digging in for many months, then the stalemate will set in again. There'll be a feeling that this might be a forever war, and there'll be a lot of pressure for some sort of in-place ceasefire.
I mean, you talk about a forever war. I mean, the world can't afford a forever war, can it?
Well, I think that the patience of particularly Western European supporters will wear thin if they believe that the war is going to be stalemated for a long period of time, that there'll be high costs, that there'll be continuing destruction, continuing casualties, with no real progress towards any resolution. You see a peace party like that in the United States and in Europe. Right now, they aren't dominant, but a continuing stalemate might give them more traction.
Mark, good to see you. Thanks for your time. Mark Cancian, retired U.S. Marine Colonel and Senior Advisor at Washington Center for Strategic and International Studies.